Thank you for visiting our channel. Please like, share and subscribe for more exciting food videos. Icelandic lamb hot pot. Lamb hot pot is a traditional Icelandic dish. It's made with lamb and veggies. Icelanders love it. It's a hearty meal that warms you up. What makes it special? It brings people together. A look at lamb hot pot's past. Lamb hot pot has a rich history in Iceland, spanning centuries. You might wonder how this traditional dish came to be. The story begins with the Vikings, who brought their own unique cooking methods to the island. Over time, these methods merged with the local culture, giving birth to a distinct culinary tradition. Influence of Viking cuisine. Viking cuisine played a significant role in shaping lamb hot pot. The Vikings were skilled hunters and farmers, and their diet consisted mainly of meat, fish, and vegetables. They would often cook their food in large pots over open fires, which became a staple of Icelandic cooking. This method of cooking allowed for the creation of hearty, flavorful dishes like lamb hot pot. Imagine a big pot of lamb and veggies simmering over a fire. It's a delicious and simple way to feed a crowd. Role of sheep farming. Sheep farming has always been essential to Icelandic culture, and it's closely tied to lamb hot pot. For centuries, sheep have been a primary source of food and clothing for Icelanders. The country's harsh climate and limited vegetation made it an ideal place for sheep to graze. As a result, lamb became a staple meat in Icelandic cuisine, and lamb hot pot was born. You can find sheep farms all over Iceland, and many of them still use traditional methods to raise their animals. What do you think is the most challenging part of sheep farming in Iceland? Some key factors that contribute to the importance of sheep farming in Icelandic culture include the country's geography, which makes it difficult to grow crops, the harsh climate, which requires hardy animals like sheep, and the traditional way of life, which has been passed down through generations of Icelanders. These factors have all contributed to the development of lamb hot pot, a dish that's deeply rooted in Icelandic culture and history. Preparation and ingredients. To make a delicious lamb hot pot, you need to start with the right ingredients. What comes to mind when you think of this traditional Icelandic dish? For most people, it's the tender lamb and fresh veggies. Let's take a closer look at what makes this dish so special. Meat and vegetable selection. When it comes to lamb hot pot, the meat and vegetable selection is key. You'll typically find lamb shoulder or neck, which is slow cooked to perfection. The veggies are just as important, with potatoes, carrots, and onions being staples. Sometimes, you'll also find other ingredients like mushrooms, cabbage, and turnips. The combination of these ingredients creates a hearty and flavorful broth that's sure to warm you up. Can you imagine sitting down to a hot pot of lamb and veggies on a cold winter night? Some common ingredients you'll find in lamb hot pot include lamb shoulder or neck, potatoes, carrots, onions, mushrooms, cabbage, and turnips. These ingredients are all easy to find and work well together to create a delicious and satisfying meal. Broth and seasoning. The broth and seasoning in lamb hot pot are what bring all the ingredients together. The broth is typically made with lamb stock, which is flavored with herbs like thyme and rosemary. You'll also find some salt and pepper, of course. The seasoning is what gives the dish its unique flavor, so it's essential to get it just right. What do you think is the most important ingredient in lamb hot pot? Is it the lamb, the veggies, or something else entirely? To make a good broth, you'll need to start with some basic ingredients like lamb stock, thyme, rosemary, salt, and pepper. From there, you can add your own favorite herbs and spices to create a unique flavor. The key is to experiment and find what works best for you. Cultural significance and traditions. Lamb hot pot holds a special place in Icelandic culture, and its significance goes beyond just being a delicious meal. It's a dish that's deeply rooted in tradition and history, and it plays a big role in bringing people together. What makes lamb hot pot so important to Icelanders? It's a combination of its rich history, hearty ingredients, and the way it's shared with others. Winter food and comfort. Imagine being in Iceland during the harsh winter months, with limited daylight and cold temperatures. That's when lamb hot pot becomes a comfort food that warms both the body and the soul. It's a meal that's made to nourish and sustain, with tender lamb and fresh veggies that are slow cooked to perfection. The smell of lamb and veggies simmering in a pot is a familiar and welcoming scent in many Icelandic homes. Can you think of a better way to spend a cold winter night than gathered around a hot pot of lamb and veggies with family and friends? That's it for part 1. We've learned about the rich history and key ingredients of Icelandic lamb hot pot. Stay tuned for part 2, where we'll show you how to prepare and cook this tasty dish. See you soon. Thank you for watching. Please remember to like, share and subscribe.